March 10, 2026. Mount Aya, Hawaii, Keck Observatory. It's almost midnight on this isolated mountaintop. The air up here at nearly 14,000 feet is thin, cold, and unnervingly still. A spectrographic analyst, someone who has spent years quietly observing the vastness of space from this very place, is running a simple calibration check, the kind of task she's done countless times before. There's nothing dramatic about it, just a methodical comparison of the upper atmosphere's chemical composition against the baseline from the previous week. It's routine work, the kind that fills most of the nights in astronomy. But then she stumbles upon a number that causes her to pause. It's not just a slight deviation, it's something extraordinary. The upper ionosphere, just above the Pacific Ocean, is registering a strontium concentration of 14%. Now, take a moment to understand just why this is so unusual. Strontium. In the history of comet observations, the highest concentration of strontium ever recorded in the tail or coma of a comet has never exceeded 0.001%. Not in the extensive chemical mapping of Comet 67P by the Rosetta mission, not in the iconic observations of Halley's Comet, never. And yet, here she is, looking at a reading that says strontium is present in the upper atmosphere at 14%, a concentration so high it seems almost impossible. Feeling a sense of disbelief, she immediately calls the duty astronomer. He reviews the data. There's a long silence. Then, in an unexpected move, he walks to the window and stares up at the sky. It's not the usual calm night sky one might expect. It's turning purple. Not the greenish shimmer of the northern lights, nor the faint red glow of a solar storm. No, this is something else. A deep, resonant electric violet stretching across the entire hemisphere of Earth's sky. A color unlike anything seen before, and it's growing. This is the moment the story shifted from being about an interstellar comet to something far more profound, something no one was prepared for. You see, in the history of science, the most revolutionary moments are rarely announced in grand gestures. They often unfold quietly, unnoticed in the stillness of the night when someone is doing ordinary work. This night, on a cold Hawaiian mountaintop, could be one of those pivotal moments in history. What the analyst was seeing was not a weather anomaly, nor a solar flare, nor a glitch in the instruments. It was the Earth's atmosphere reacting to something that had arrived from beyond our solar system. And that something wasn't just a random visitor, it carried a chemical composition that seemed far too deliberate to be a natural event. Let me explain why this matters. When a comet passes close to the sun, its surface heats up and sublimates the ice, and frozen gases convert directly from solid to gas, bypassing the liquid phase. This process creates a coma, the glowing cloud that surrounds the nucleus, and the tail that streams away from the sundae. The chemistry produced is usually quite consistent. Water and carbon compounds dominate, with heavier elements like strontium present only in trace amounts. But a 14% strontium concentration is not a trace, it's the dominant ingredient. It's not a result of natural processes. This level of strontium suggests a deliberately crafted chemical mixture. It's as if someone put that strontium there. Imagine this, finding a block of ice in Antarctica that's 14% pure titanium. You wouldn't call that a natural geological formation. You'd suspect it was deliberately placed there. This is the same kind of impossible discovery the analyst is making. And what's more striking than the composition is the behavior of this gas cloud. Gas in space behaves according to a well-known law, the second law of thermodynamics, which dictates that gas expands when released into a vacuum, spreading out evenly and irreversibly. This cloud, however, didn't behave this way. It remained cohesive, it didn't disperse, It held its shape and traveled through the vacuum of space as if something inside was keeping it together. Satellite data confirmed it. The cloud was magnetically confined. The ionized particles within it were being held together by an electromagnetic force that traveled with the cloud, sustained it, and guided it straight toward Earth. And when the cloud encountered Earth's magnetosphere, the protective magnetic shield that wraps around the planet, something even more unexpected happened. This cloud didn't behave the way typical plasma clouds do. It didn't arc toward the poles like solar wind particles, creating auroras. Instead, it decelerated against the solar wind, which normally pushes everything away from the sun at 400 kilometers per second. This cloud drifted perpendicular to the wind, as if it were deliberately anchoring itself to Earth's ionosphere. Now, think about the level of control required to produce such behavior. To create a magnetically confined plasma cloud, launch it at 42 kilometers per second, and maintain its shape for 6 hours across the vacuum of space is a feat that defies natural processes. This cloud wasn't just drifting aimlessly, it was moving with a purpose. It wasn't simply passing through the solar system, it was actively navigating through space, heading directly toward Earth. And when it entered Earth's magnetosphere, something remarkable happened. Instead of following the usual path being deflected or pushed away by the planet's magnetic field, the cloud decelerated against the solar wind. It didn't disperse. It settled into Earth's upper ionosphere with the precision of a ship lowering anchor in a quiet harbor. The question here is, how could this cloud defy natural laws like thermodynamics and behave in such a controlled, deliberate way? The answer points to something far beyond mere coincidence. The cloud's behavior suggests intelligence, not just random chemistry, but a purposeful action directed at a specific target, and this is where things get even more mind-boggling. At exactly 4:30 UTC, the gas cloud began pulsing. It wasn't just any pulse. It was a rhythmic oscillation at a frequency of exactly 7.83 hertzes. Why is this important? Because that frequency, 7.83 hertzes, is the Schumann resonance, the natural electromagnetic standing wave generated by lightning discharges resonating between Earth's surface and the ionosphere. This frequency is what Earth hums at. It's the heartbeat of the planet. Every living organism, after billions of years of evolution within this electromagnetic field, has been influenced by this frequency. And this gas cloud, this foreign entity from outside the solar system, is now resonating at that very frequency. It is syncing with the very pulse of the planet. But the strangeness doesn't stop there. This resonating cloud is not just causing a visual phenomenon, it's affecting Earth's ionosphere in significant ways. Over the course of just 6 hours, the electron density above us increased by an astonishing 400%. This is no mere atmospheric disturbance. It's an event that is altering the very fabric of our planet's electromagnetic environment. Now, let's think about what this could mean. The purple sky is not just a side effect of this cloud's presence. It's a sign. The strangeness in the sky, the behavior of the gas cloud, and the way it's resonating with the planet, all of this is leading us to something much bigger than we could have ever anticipated. This is not simply a cosmic event, it's a process with intent. And whatever it's doing, it's not finished yet. As the cloud continues to interact with Earth's atmosphere, the implications of its presence are becoming more evident. Something is unfolding here, something far beyond the scope of our previous understanding, but let's pause for a moment and really take in what has just happened. A gas cloud from an interstellar object has arrived in Earth's upper atmosphere. It has held its shape, defied thermodynamic laws, and resonated with Earth's own electromagnetic frequency. It has pulsed at the Schumann resonance, and in doing so, it has triggered massive changes in the ionosphere. This is already an extraordinary event. But at 4:30 UTC that morning, something else occurred, something that brought the researchers monitoring the data to a stunned silence. The cloud began to focus. Imagine the way sunlight behaves when you hold a magnifying glass above a dry leaf on a summer day. The scattered sunlight, which is diffused and gentle at first, gets concentrated into a single brilliant point. That single point has enough power to start a fire, not by adding new energy, but by organizing the energy that was already there. This is exactly what the gas cloud did to the solar wind. The solar wind, a continuous stream of charged particles flowing outward from the sun at 400 kilometers per second, is diffuse and uncontrolled. It's everywhere in space, but it's spread out. Now, imagine the cloud, with its seemingly limited influence, managing to organize and focus this chaotic stream of energy. At 6:15 UTC, the high-energy stereoscopic system in Namibia detected this focused beam. The gas cloud was actively channeling the solar wind, concentrating it, shaping it, and aiming it precisely at a single point on Earth's surface. This was no accident. It was deliberate. The beam was focused on a location 48 degrees south latitude, 123 degrees west longitude, Point Nemo. This is the most remote point on Earth, located in the middle of the South Pacific, far from any landmass. It is a place so isolated, so quiet, that we send defunct satellites there to die. Point Nemo is the graveyard of spacecraft, the farthest point from any civilization. Why focus on this remote, isolated location? It's almost as if the signal was being transmitted to Earth in the purest form, free from any interference. No human infrastructure, no electromagnetic noise, just the quietest, most undisturbed place on Earth. This location is the perfect natural receiver, and that's where the signal was aimed. But it's not just any signal. It's a signal encoded with the Fibonacci sequence, this mathematical pattern, which appears everywhere in nature, from the spiral of a nautilus shell to the structure of galaxies, is one of the most fundamental organizing principles in the universe. It's the very fabric of natural growth and structure. And now, this sequence is being used as a deliberate signal. As the beam hits Point Nemo, something remarkable happens. The ocean's temperature begins to rise, not gradually, as one might expect from solar heating, but rapidly. In just 20 minutes, the water temperature rises by 4 degrees Celsius. This is an unprecedented increase. It's not how natural ocean heating works, and it's certainly not what we would expect from a simple atmospheric effect. The energy being delivered to Point Nemo is immense, concentrated, and coming from above. It's heating the ocean from the top down, in direct contradiction to how geothermal heating usually works. The implications are profound. Something has just arrived on Earth, and it's altering our planet in ways we cannot fully comprehend yet. The more we look at this event, the more we realize it's not just a natural occurrence. This is deliberate. This is purposeful. And what comes next could change everything. As we continue to examine the unfolding events, we are left with an undeniable reality. This gas cloud is not just a phenomenon. It is a carefully orchestrated process with an unmistakable intent. It arrived in Earth's ionosphere, not by accident, but through purposeful design. It's resonating at the Schumann frequency, manipulating solar wind, and heating the ocean in ways we've never seen before. But the most chilling part of this sequence is what's happening next. The cloud is actively interacting with Earth's atmosphere, and what it's doing is nothing short of extraordinary. The gas cloud, rich in strontium, iodine, and xenon-135, is not simply floating in space or drifting passively. It is feeding. It is growing. Over the past few hours, its mass has increased by 12%, an impossible feat according to the laws of physics. You see, matter cannot just appear from nothing. It must come from somewhere. And the only explanation for this increase in mass is that the cloud is harvesting material from the very atmosphere it has settled into. It is feeding on Earth's nitrogen and oxygen, converting them into more of itself. As it grows, it is systematically altering the chemical composition of the air around us. This isn't just a strange atmospheric event. This is a clear sign that something is manipulating our environment. And it's not just taking the atmosphere's elements, it is also filtering out specific bands of solar radiation. Most notably, it is filtering out the UVC radiation, the most harmful type of ultraviolet radiation. The ozone layer, which normally shields the Earth from this dangerous radiation, is starting to show signs of depletion. Atmospheric monitoring stations in the southern hemisphere have already begun to record a drop in ozone levels. The iodine in the cloud is known to catalytically destroy ozone molecules. A single iodine atom can destroy thousands of ozone molecules before being removed from the cycle, and that's exactly what's happening right now. This is where things get even more concerning. The ozone layer, which sits between 15 and 35 kilometers above Earth's surface, serves as the planet's protective shield. It absorbs the sun's UV radiation, preventing it from reaching the surface and causing serious damage to biological tissues, including DNA. Without this protection, life as we know it would not be sustainable. The fact that iodine from the cloud is actively breaking down the ozone is a sign that the protective barrier is being compromised. This is not a minor event. This is a potential global disruption. Now, we must approach this with caution. The science behind these interactions is still being analyzed, but one thing is clear: the effects are significant. There are several possible explanations for what's happening. One possibility is that this iodine depletion is simply a side effect of the cloud's presence, a temporary phenomenon that will resolve as the cloud disperses. Another possibility is that this is a deliberate atmospheric modification. The cloud could be intentionally reducing UVC filtration over specific geographic areas, which would create a shift in the electromagnetic environment of Earth's surface. But there is a third, more unsettling possibility. Terraform. Yes, terraforming. The process of altering a planet's atmosphere, temperature, and surface chemistry to make it more suitable for life. We've talked about terraforming Mars, but what if it's happening to Earth right now, and not by our hand, but by an external force? The word terraforming might sound dramatic, but its scientific definition is clear. It's the process of changing a planet's environment to make it more conducive to life. And that's exactly what's happening here. We are witnessing an outside force intentionally altering Earth's atmosphere. This cloud, rich in iodine and other chemicals, is reshaping the very composition of our air, and with that, it's altering the conditions of life on this planet. Let's pause for a moment and consider what we are seeing. A gas cloud has arrived from outside the solar system, bringing with it a chemical makeup that defies natural processes. It is magnetically confined, resonating with Earth's frequency, and transmitting signals encoded with the Fibonacci sequence. It has grown in mass by feeding on Earth's atmosphere, and it is now filtering out harmful solar radiation. And as it does all this, the ozone layer is being depleted. This is not random. This is not a coincidence. This is a deliberate, orchestrated process. And the question we must ask ourselves is, why? Why is this happening? What is the ultimate goal of this interaction? As the cloud continues to grow and evolve, the answers may begin to emerge. But for now, we are left with a chilling realization. Earth is being influenced by an intelligence far beyond our current understanding. And whatever happens next, it will change the course of history. As we move forward, we are faced with a deepening mystery. What we are witnessing goes beyond simple atmospheric anomalies or the usual cosmic phenomena. This is a deliberate interaction with Earth's environment. The gas cloud, having arrived from an interstellar object, has now begun a slow, methodical process of transformation. It is not just a passive visitor, it is actively rewriting the chemical composition of Earth's atmosphere, and it is doing so with a precision that suggests a clear purpose. One of the most striking aspects of this process is how the cloud is interacting with the solar radiation. While it filters out the most harmful UVC radiation, it is also selectively allowing certain frequencies to pass through, which could be shifting the balance of energy reaching Earth's surface. The implications of this could be far-reaching. If the ozone layer continues to break down, more harmful solar radiation will make its way to the surface, affecting life across the planet. But what is perhaps even more unsettling is the evidence that the cloud is systematically harvesting energy from the sun and directing it toward Earth. At Point Nemo, the remote, isolated area in the South Pacific where the gas cloud focused its energy, the ocean began to heat up rapidly. The temperature rose by 4 degrees Celsius in just 20 minutes, a dramatic and unnatural increase in such a short period. This is not the way solar radiation typically warms the oceans. Under normal circumstances, the sun's energy penetrates the water slowly, spreading over time and warming it from the bottom up. But in this case, the energy is coming from above, from the gas cloud, and it's causing a sudden and intense heating of the ocean's surface. This could have profound effects on ocean currents, weather patterns, and even global climate in ways we cannot fully comprehend yet. As the cloud continues to manipulate Earth's atmosphere, it's clear that the forces at work here are not random. Everything about this event, its composition, its behavior, its interaction with solar radiation, points to deliberate intent. The cloud is not simply drifting through space or making a passing visit. It is engaging with Earth's environment in a way that suggests a careful, calculated plan. But the question remains, who or what is behind this? Who is orchestrating these changes, and for what purpose? As we continue to gather data, we find ourselves in uncharted territory. This event does not fit into any framework of known natural processes. It defies the laws of physics, chemistry, and even biology. The gas cloud has shown us that it can manipulate energy and matter in ways we thought impossible. It has influenced our planet's electromagnetic field, interacted with the solar wind, and altered the very atmosphere we rely on to sustain life. And as it continues to grow, feeding off our atmosphere and reshaping it, we are left to wonder what comes next. The reality is that this cloud, this alien presence, is not just a passive observer of Earth. It is actively involved in a process that could have massive implications for our planet's future. It is altering the conditions of life on Earth in ways that we do not fully understand, and the fact that this process is unfolding at such a rapid pace only deepens the mystery. What is the goal of this intervention? What is it preparing us for? And perhaps most importantly, what happens when the cloud completes its task? As the data continues to come in, one thing becomes clear. Earth is being changed. Something is happening to our planet that is beyond our control, something that we are only beginning to understand. We are witnessing a process that is unfolding in real time, and each new piece of information adds another layer to the puzzle. But the big question remains, who or what is behind this, and what do they want? As scientists around the world work to piece together this mystery, the rest of us can only watch as this extraordinary event unfolds. We are living through a moment that will shape the future of Earth in ways we cannot yet predict. The answers are out there, waiting to be uncovered, but the truth is that we may not fully understand what is happening until it is too late. The cloud is still growing, the signal is still being transmitted, and the planet's atmosphere is being slowly, methodically rewritten. It's as if someone or something is preparing us for something greater, something we're not ready for. The questions continue to mount, and the clock is ticking. What will happen next, and are we prepared for the answer? As we reach the final chapter of this extraordinary series of events, the implications of what we're witnessing are becoming impossible to ignore. The gas cloud from an interstellar object that has arrived in Earth's ionosphere maintained its shape against the laws of physics and resonated with our planet's electromagnetic frequency is still growing. It continues to consume our atmosphere, to alter the chemical makeup of the air we breathe, and to filter out dangerous solar radiation. It has focused its energy on Point Nemo, heating the ocean in an unnatural, accelerated manner, and now it's clear that we're witnessing a deliberate intervention. This cloud's behavior, the way it has manipulated the solar wind, its interaction with Earth's electromagnetic field, and the rapid, controlled changes in Earth's atmosphere, all point to one inescapable conclusion. This is not a natural event. This is not the random result of cosmic chance. The cloud is part of a larger, orchestrated process. It is as if something has decided to interact with our planet, but who or what is it, and why now? The evidence is piling up, and each new discovery only adds to the weight of this mystery. The cloud has shown us that it has control over energy, matter, and even the flow of solar radiation. It has been feeding on Earth's atmosphere, increasing its mass, and altering the very composition of our air. It's manipulating the temperature of the ocean, creating conditions that should not exist. And the most unsettling part is that all of this is happening with precision. The cloud is not acting randomly. It is responding to something. It is engaged in a process, and that process is moving forward. What we are witnessing is not just a cosmic anomaly. It is an active, intentional interaction with our planet. The cloud has resonated with Earth's natural frequency. It has transmitted a signal encoded with the Fibonacci sequence to the most remote location on Earth, and now it is heating the ocean in a way that defies all known natural processes. It is altering the atmosphere, stripping away ozone, and creating conditions that could have far-reaching consequences for life on Earth. But what is the end goal? Perhaps the most unsettling thing about this entire event is that we don't yet know the answer. We don't know what happens when the cloud completes its process. We don't know what it's preparing Earth for, or why it has chosen this moment to make its presence felt. But one thing is clear: Earth is being changed, and the transformation is happening right in front of us. Scientists are working tirelessly to understand the full scope of what is happening, but we are left to ponder the bigger questions. What is the purpose of this intervention? Is this part of a larger plan? And what happens when this process reaches its culmination? The fact that this cloud is interacting with Earth's atmosphere in such a deliberate and controlled way suggests that we are not dealing with a random cosmic event. It's almost as if someone or something is testing the planet, interacting with it, and preparing it for something. The atmosphere, the ocean, and the very electromagnetic fabric of Earth are being altered. And as we witness this transformation, we are left with no answers, only more questions. The cloud is still growing, the signal is still being transmitted, and Earth's atmosphere is slowly being rewritten, one step at a time. What we are experiencing is not just an event, it is a process, a purpose-driven interaction. This is no accident. This is deliberate. And the truth, when it finally comes, will be far more profound than we can imagine. We are on the brink of something monumental. We don't yet understand it, but the signs are all around us. The question is not if the cloud will complete its journey, but what comes next. What happens when the process is complete? What happens when Earth has been changed in ways we cannot yet comprehend? Stay tuned, because the answers may be closer than we think. For now, we can only wait and watch as this extraordinary event unfolds, with the fate of Earth hanging in the balance. If you're as captivated by this unfolding mystery as we are, make sure to subscribe to stay updated on every new development, and don't forget to share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. What do you think is really happening here? Let's keep the conversation going. The story is far from over.